The Torah and the Gospel were revealed before the Quran, yet historical evidence suggests that they did not remain in their original form. Alterations, whether through omission, addition, or reinterpretation, have changed the content of these texts, leading to the concealment of crucial truths, such as prophecies about Prophet Muhammad. In this video, we will uncover how these texts were altered, the evidence for these changes, the motives behind them, and who benefited from this distortion. Keycap 1. Have the Torah and the Gospel changed over time? The absence of original manuscripts. There are no original copies of the Torah or the Gospel. Instead, existing versions were written centuries after the original revelations. The oldest manuscripts show variations, indicating intentional or unintentional alterations. Official recognition of alterations. Jewish and Christian scholars acknowledge that the Old and New Testaments have been altered. Some texts were not authored by the prophets or disciples but were later added by unknown scribes. Church councils determined which books were canonical and excluded others, demonstrating human intervention in religious scripture. Example: the Council of Nicaea, 325 CE, decided which Gospels would be officially accepted and eliminated many other Gospels that were widely used at the time. 2. Evidence of textual alterations. Variations in ancient manuscripts. Thousands of differences exist between Torah and Gospel manuscripts, some minor and others altering the meaning entirely. Bruce Metzger's book The Orthodox Corruption of Scripture demonstrates how texts were changed to align with church doctrines. Deliberate additions and omissions. Some Gospel verses were added later and were not present in older manuscripts, such as the story of the adulterous woman in John's Gospel. In the Torah, passages referring to a coming prophet were altered or reinterpreted to align with Jewish beliefs. Example: earlier Torah versions contained references to the servant of God, who would come, but these references either disappeared or were reinterpreted. 3 examples of deliberate alterations. Distortion of the prophecy of the coming prophet. In Deuteronomy 18 verse 18, there is a prophecy about a prophet like Moses who would come from their brethren, meaning from the descendants of Ishmael, yet Jews and Christians insist that this must refer only to an Israelite. The original Hebrew text is clearer, but modern translations have altered its meaning to suggest the prophet must be from Israel. Corruption of the concept of monotheism. The Old Testament strongly emphasizes monotheism, but the New Testament introduces the concept of the Trinity, despite Jesus never explicitly declaring himself divine. Some verses, such as 1 John 5 verse 7, which support the Trinity, did not exist in the earliest manuscripts and were later inserted. The Church exercised strict control over texts, and anyone questioning alterations was deemed a heretic and persecuted. Example: the Inquisition severely punished those possessing Gospels not approved by the Catholic Church. In the conclusion, textual corruption in religious scriptures is not merely an allegation, it is a fact acknowledged by leading biblical scholars. These distortions obscured prophecies about Prophet Muhammad, preventing many from recognizing the truth. However, with access to ancient manuscripts and accurate translations, any sincere seeker can uncover these alterations and reconsider their beliefs. What do you think about this topic? Do you believe the alterations were intentional? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth analysis.